I've been in situations where I've almost nearly single-handedly shut down an airport, gigs where people didn't even want me to be there, from being in a crazy backstage situation, and even a bandmate who thought his keyboard had become alive with snakes. I'm about to hit you with 5 tour disasters that nearly ended everything. Let's go. So listen, I've been in crazy situations, from being at a gig where the crowd did not even want me there, to nearly single-handedly shutting down an airport, even a time where a bandmate of mine couldn't play because he thought the keys on his keyboard had become snakes. This is 5 tour disasters that nearly ended everything. Let's go. So I have to start with the most awkward gig I have ever played. So the situation was basically somebody hit me up and was asking me to play a show. It was early on in my career, and it was just me and my friend who was my DJ. We got asked to play this show that was at a race course, and it was like a private event, and we asked for a little bit more information. It was this guy who was like a promoter, but then also a sound guy, but it was all a bit crazy, right? Turned up, we said, okay, why not? It was supposed to be a private event for somebody's 18th birthday party. Basically turned up to this giant fancy race course, and it was just awkward from the off. Like, it turned out that this dude who had basically thrown a birthday party for his nephew. I don't know if the nephew even liked music. It kind of low-key just felt like the guy, his uncle, kind of be like, yo, look how, I'm gonna make it work, like coming back like, way, yo, you're gonna have a great time. Imagine like all these tables laid up. There's like chefs and staff with like the big hats on and everything, and like hog roast, this, that, and the other, and then literally all of the tables were empty except from 2 tables. One table at the back where all of his family were like squashed onto this table really awkwardly, and then the guy and his mates who like didn't want to be there all on another table, and just nobody kind of was there. It was really, really awkward, right? We're in the green room, we're talking, we're like, yeah, this is kind of weird and awkward. So we just basically like, yeah, let's just get on stage. So we started playing. There was literally like a full hog roast for each person at the event. It was crazy. It was literally like 17 people and 83 tables. Next minute, there's like a full-on family fight breaking out. Like, there's like a full-on family fight, screaming, shouting. Literally, a woman came up to the guy who was putting on the gig, who's also the sound guy, and was like, why have you done this? You know he does not like this music. As I'm performing, you know what I mean? It was crazy. So anyway, I'm just like, okay, let's just power through. It's only a half an hour set. Let's go. So I'm doing it. Next minute, somebody else comes up to me in the middle of a song, and I'm like performing. I stopped. And I was like, oh, are you okay? And she's like, can you play some Christmas songs? Can you play Christmas songs in the middle of me playing my original music at this crazy event? Literally, she's asking me to play Christmas songs. It was just the weirdest, awkwardest gig you can ever imagine. This wheeler dealer guy putting on this weird ass birthday party thing. It was just carnage and so awkward. If I could do it all again and relive my life from the start, I wouldn't change a thing, but I would seriously consider reliving the cringe of that moment. Oh my God. There was a time where I nearly single-handedly shut down an airport. We've been asked to play this international gig on a short notice. We're playing a show in Germany. We got some last-minute flights, this, that, and the other. We were flying from Edinburgh, I think it was. And so I was kind of like, doing all the logistics and checking out, where I was going to be flying from, what I was going to be doing. And one thing that's really important when you're flying and when you've got gear and stuff like that, you'll know if you're a musician, if you're not. It's really important because obviously your whole show and what you play with, your equipment kind of comes with you. Some stuff you rent when you're at festivals, for the most part, it all comes with you. But anyway, I had this musical box that has a lot of my live show in. We have a lot of tracks that go on click, so you have the click in your ear and this, that, and the other, and the backing tracks that mix in with the live instruments, and it's all in this big hard case box, right? It's a heavy thing. You kind of take it through airports, and you just usually just pay a little bit extra with your baggage so that it makes it on, because there's all weight restrictions, and obviously airlines are really chewy at the best of time about dimensions and weight. So I was ringing Ryanair months in advance, right, and saying like, oh my God, I need to make sure it's going on. I'm measuring it. I'm literally like Bob the Builder, like measuring it all up, being crazy, like, yo, please tell me this is going to get on, because I'm the least practical person ever, right? But I'm usually good with getting things logistically to places, right? So I'm giving it a go. I'm doing this, that, and the other. So I checked it all out. But obviously you can't ring ahead to airports because you're not allowed to just ring airports. Like, that's a thing for safety, So anyway, we turn up to the airport. I go through the check-in place, put it on the scales at the Ryanair desk, get my little tag, put it on. I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, go and take yourself over to the heavy luggage place, yeah? So I go over there, put it on the scales. The guy just looks at it and says, yeah, it's too heavy. It's not coming on here. I'm like, what? He's like, you will not get on the plane with this item. It's too heavy. Apparently, because each airport has a different sort of like system, or like a different conveyor belt that obviously carries the luggage. Each airport has its own individual weight limits, depending on obviously how big the airport is, what the infrastructure is, what machines they use. And obviously that has nothing to do with airlines, and they can't promise that. but there's no way you can find that out until you actually get to the airport. So obviously we've been flying from a lot of bigger airports and never had an issue, but because we were flying from a slightly smaller airport, all of a sudden, even though we told the airline how much this stuff weighed, they didn't think it was their responsibility to check with the airport if they could actually take that size luggage in that specific airport. They're saying to me, like, listen, unless you lose 10 kilograms from this item here in the next 20 minutes, you will not get on this plane. Bruh, I'm running around thinking, what the hell am I going to do? I'm freaking out. How are we going to do it? We're not going to play the gig. Anyway, I get this crazy idea. I'm like, okay, what I'm going to do is, because within this box, there's like some metal drawers. There's some metal drawers, and with those drawers, there's little spare leads, this, that, and the other. I'm like, right, I'm going to take the metal drawers out. I'm going to put all the spare leads in a backpack, and then I'm just going to have to leave the metal drawers behind. So then I'm like, well, how the hell am I going to take the metal drawers out? Don't have a screwdriver. Wasn't expecting to do this. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody's freaking out. Dale, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm like, okay, let me just go to the shop. 2 seconds. So I went to the shop. Went inside, and there was a girl on the desk. She's just chilling. Yo, can I help? I said, listen, this is going to sound crazy. I'm not a terrorist. I'm not a crazy person, but can I borrow a pair of scissors? Bro, imagine me, yo. Imagine me on my big black ass walking into the W8 Smiths of an airport like half an hour before my flight's about to take off. It's like, yo, by the way, I'm gonna need them scissors. You know what I mean? She probably thought I was crazy. She probably like pressing the button underneath the desk like, yo, we got a crazy person. You need to come shut this down right now. And she was like, I was like, listen, I'm in a band. My equipment's overweight. I need to take some drawers out. I don't have a screwdriver. I think I can do it with a pair of scissors. Please, can you trust me? And please, can I borrow them? So then she gave me the scissors. And she was like, please, just don't kill anybody with them. She gave me the scissors. And then literally everyone's like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm there on my hands and knees in the middle of the airport, unscrewing these drawers with some scissors and pulling them out everywhere, man. It's going off. The guy's like, yo, you better hurry up. We've only got 15 minutes. I'm like, bro, I don't care. Like, there with my scissors, like taking it in, going mad, you know. I got the weight on, and then literally 2 of the guys had to run back to the van that was obviously in the car park to throw in the extra drawers that we've been carrying around now. And then we managed to get on the plane, but we made it by the absolute skin of our teeth. And somehow security let me unhook it with scissors, get it on the plane, give the scissors back to the girl, and then get back through security. Oh my God, never again. Okay, so this one has to be like hands down the weirdest experience I've ever had on tour, right? So it's my first ever European tour. I had an absolute nightmare putting it together. I was on the road just in this completely crazy story. We did literally like 7, 8 countries in the space of 2 weeks. Our sound guy driver was addicted to Pepsi Max and driving us around. It was just crazy, right? It was just crazy. But this one particular gig that we did, we didn't know what to expect. It was like electric was in the air. The room was full. It was a vibe. The European crowd was popping off. It was crazy. It felt really, really special. But the craziest thing happened backstage, right? So it's me and a couple of guys in the band. We're doing our thing. My wife, Holly's in the band. She was off doing something else at the time. A couple of drinks on the go. We're chilling, right? So anyway, this band walks in. It's these 2 Icelandic chicks, right? They were like in a pop duo. I think I seen them on the lineup. Kind of had these like synchronized dance videos and this kind of electronic music. It was just kind of cool. I thought nothing of it, whatever. You meet a lot of bands, you know, backstage at different events. So it's just normal. You meet, hey, how you doing? What's good? I heard your music. Yo, you cool? Have a good gig. It's just small talk, artist small talk, right? So we're chilling, we're doing our thing. But obviously the backstage is like a shared area, like where artists come and share. They have a few beers together. They do whatever. You get ready, you do your vocal warm-ups. Not today. Next minute, we're chilling. These girls are there, this, that, and the other. They just start stripping off, like actually taking their clothes fully off. And we're like, whoa. All of a sudden, like, I didn't return the serve. The table tennis serve did not go back. It's like, bruh, like what? So it's getting quite awkward, right? Because we're stood there, we're like 3 guys in this room. These girls just start undressing. It's like, whoa, where the hell are we at right now? Everybody's feeling a bit awkward, not knowing what to do. Like, is this okay? Like, what's the situation? Like, oh my God. So anyway, my drummer is like, whoa, sorry, do you want us to leave? Obviously, so you can get dressed. Meantime, they're already kind of low-key undressed. And it's like, what? And this one girl from the band just turned around to us. We just stood there in a line, turned around to us and went, you can look. Bruh. You can look. She just turned around to us and went, you can look. And we were like, oh my God. So anyway, we went and just left them there. We're like, yo, this is getting weird now. These guys, you just need to get changed, yo. I got a wife out there. My wife's about to come back and walk in and I'm there with these 2 Icelandic chicks like, you can look. Like, bro, I don't want to look. I'm married. Get me out of here, quick. It was crazy. These girls in this band were not playing around and had no issues whatsoever just stripping off in front of people and doing their thing. But fair play to them. If you got that kind of confidence, fair play. But it was a very surreal and definitely a new experience for us. So this story was the first time that I went to America to play a show, right? I was playing South by Southwest in America. It's a really, really cool film and music festival. I was a massive, massive fan because I'd seen loads of movies and stuff that had been premiered at that festival. So when I got the opportunity to go and play it for the first time, I was like, this is going to be crazy. Been practicing for months. I got me and my band out there. We flew out. We're super, super excited. Never been to America before. The States, baby. So everything was cool. I get off the plane and then all of a sudden, my voice is completely gone. My keyboard player kind of got frisked up at customs. Like, low-key, we thought he'd been taken by the cartel, you know. We low-key didn't see him. We got out and we're like, yo, where's our man? Where's he at? And then he was like, an hour later came out, was like white as a sheet and like looked like low-key had been searched with the gloves on. You know what I'm saying? We played this first show, right? We set up. We don't know what to expect. We're like, okay, let's just take it easy. We're going to warm up. We're going to do our thing. We rock up, right? There's this guy in the crowd who sees us just before we're about to play. He was like, listen, I've made an Excel spreadsheet and I've put every single band on the lineup in it. And I've done an in-depth point scoring system of every single band. And I put you at the top of this list of people that I want to see this year. So I'm thinking, oh my God, that's a lot of pressure. My voice is gone. I'm feeling hella sketch. So I'm like, okay, all right, let's do this. My keyboard player to me, oh, yo, man, it's all good. I'm just going to take this. I'm just going to have a little smoke. I'm feeling a bit nervous. I'm going to have a little smoke. It's all good. I'm like, yeah, you're going to be cool to play. He's like, yeah, don't worry, I'm good. Next moment, our voices clapped out. We stopped playing. And next time, I'm like, yo, the keys player's out of tune right now. It's kind of crazy. We were playing along, we were thinking. And the next minute, it was just a disaster. It was literally like terrible. I felt so bad for this guy in the front row. Like, obviously been through the spreadsheet. It was just one of the worst gigs I've ever played. I go to the keyboard player after. I'm like, yo, bro, what was going on, man? Like, you were crazy out there. Like, what the hell was happening? And he was just so high. And he was like, listen, I'm really sorry, but I got a little bit higher than I thought. The second that we were about to play, I looked down at my hands and the keys on the keyboard had become snakes. It's crazy. You know what I mean? So we're like, oh my God. I was like, literally, right, from this point onwards, yo, no smoking. We ain't do no more smoking before the show, yo, because this is crazy. And it was kind of cool after that, but like, he was literally like, no, honestly, the keyboard was moving and it was alive and it was like it was snakes. And my fingers, I couldn't even see where they were at. Bro, it was a mess. It's just some crazy times, man. Seriously. Touring is no joke, yo. So I played Glastonbury, right? I had the best time, the most amazing time. I played the Greenpeace stage. The crowd was crazy. A bunch of my friends' family had turned up with like all Afro wigs on. It was just dope. We had the most amazing time. I played 2 shows. One of the shows was a disaster. Luckily, the biggest show was absolutely amazing. But then I played the smaller show, right? I was in this little thing called the Rabbit Hole, which is a legendary little kind of like thing you get lost in the middle of the night on a kind of mad one. I don't think I'd long been playing bass at that time. Very little experience, like pedals and stuff like that. And obviously, I was tuning the bass on my phone and like using apps and stuff, but obviously you can't do that all the time. So I had a tuning pedal. I wasn't quite sure how to use it. And it was the only show that the head of the record label could come down and see. It kind of came from America, you know, with his family, and he was like, come and watch the show, and he was so excited. And anyway, I'm getting on stage, I'm tuning my bass. I'm like, yeah, this is cool. This is going to be dope, man. Honestly, I started playing the show. Everything out kind of cool. And then I'm looking out at the crowd. I can see people's faces like, all of a sudden, it's a bit weird. I'm playing it. I'm looking around, seeing the guys show. I'm vibing. I'm like, yeah, we're killing this. I'm turning around. The guys are like, I'm like, nah, something's not right here. Something's really not right here. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So anyway, we finished the gig. Everyone's like, yeah, you know, you ask people, because sometimes you can play terrible gigs and people are like, yeah, sound good. I just knew something was off. I go and check my tuning pedal and I don't know how the hell I did it. I basically set it so that it was a semitone out or half a tone out from every single song. Musically speaking, it was the most out of tune that it could possibly be with every single song we played. Bro, it must sound like a crazy acid jazz show, like it was on purpose, like some mad jazz thing. Like, by the way, I'm gonna play every song in a different key that clashes with the key that we're in. Bro, it was mad. I was so devastated. I was so gutted backstage. I could have cried. It was so bad because I was like, no, of course the head of the record label came down to see the one gig that I absolutely bombed, and then the gig that was absolutely amazing, which was absolutely dope, he wasn't at, so he's gonna think it's that trash now. I'm gonna keep it real. I played some absolutely amazing gigs. This was not one of them. Thank you so much to anybody that's made it this far into the video. I really, really appreciate the vibe and the love. If you're not a musician, you've watched this video, you've probably had a good laugh. And if you are a musician, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. And you've probably been in some crazy situations yourself. So it goes without saying that sometimes it's not always smooth sailing and big glitz and glamour. Sometimes it's an absolute mess. But now I get to look back at some of those moments and just appreciate how kind of mad and funny some of them were. What are some of the craziest things that you've seen in the gig? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, big love, peace.